Jacqueline Griffin, and I'm an Associate Director here at the Search Agency.
And I'm Dennis Boyce. I'm a Senior Paid Search Manager at the Search Agency. And we're answering some digital marketing questions as they relate to the real estate industry. So what are some ad tech solutions that are out there that would be helpful for a long-term sales funnel?
There are some current challenges right now in terms of mapping online to offline data through some of the Google mapping IDs. So what we recommend to our clients is basically to leverage a data warehouse solution in tandem with their CRM system they have in place. Basically gathering and aggregating all of the data in one central location so that we can then pull different types of analytics like attribution and leverage reporting and insights that way. Do trends shift seasonally for real estate?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the real estate clients that we work with has divisions all across the United States, and we notice a lot of changes based on where those divisions are located. So, for example, in general, we expect the lead up to the summer months and the summer months to be our strongest converting periods of time with most traffic, and that tends to have some inflationary pressures on the cost per click. But in some key areas, especially where there are extreme heat or like natural disasters that are occurring, stuff like that, that are very much related to the seasons, we noticed some changes in our conversion rates, for example. We also noticed some unexpected contraction in the number of impressions that our keywords are targeting, because some of these, natural disaster or extreme heat tends to just keep people indoors, tend to postpone a lot of this kind of activity. Should companies use beacon tracking, and what is it?
That is definitely a yes. So we definitely encourage beacon tracking. So for real estate specifically, we recommend placing beacons specifically on site at the communities so that when a visitor visits that community, we can then actually tie that visit back to their online media exposure. So it's really helpful. Obviously, we are measuring on a day-to-day basis the online engagement with the site and things, in that realm. But it's really important, obviously, to know that they actually made that physical visit to the community, and they're, clearly much more interested in the brand. So tying that and mapping that visit back to our online activity is a really great, key performance indicator for us.
Yeah, and I'd also just like to add, it's a great solution for advertisers that have lower store visits than what Google kind of requires for their store visits metric. So if you don't get enough on-site visit, the store visits basically that metric, that conversion type becomes kind of worthless. So beacons is almost like a ancillary tracking method for keeping track of how many people are visiting and being able to tie it back to your media exposure.
Yep. Is audience targeting in search helpful to real estate?
Oh yeah, I think that's a no-brainer.
Right, definitely.
Even just at the most basic level with audience targeting, just layering it in for like RLSA, for example, so you at least have those audiences to be leveraged for bid adjustments is valuable in and of itself. But definitely you should be thinking about taking that to the next level, which is going to be some audience-specific messaging, which is something that we're investing a lot more time in this year and next year, which is in essence taking advantage of like the if-then statement ads that Google has made available, so that you can speak to particular audiences with very different kinds of messaging and tone, so that you can take advantage of where they might be in the sales funnel, if they're a brand new visitor, or if they're have made it out to various communities or something like that. All of those different kind of phases, I think, are warrant different kinds of messaging to make sure that we're communicating to those users in the most compelling way possible. Fundamentally, we want to increase those click-through rates and churn as many of those impressions into site visits, because fundamentally that gives the sales reps opportunity to turn those into leads and eventually home sales.
Yeah.
Are real estate companies leaning more towards display and paid social than traditional search?
Yeah, I personally would say so. I think the more transparency we have into the full path to conversion and taking a look at some of our data-driven attribution analysis, we're basically noticing the true value of some of the upper funnel tactics that we have in market, and how that really plays it has a strong impact on the lower funnel tactics, which typically pay off mostly in search. So we have been shifting some of our investment into display and social efforts. But generally speaking, the lion's share, I would say, still remains in search,
Yeah.
search coverage.
Yeah,
just 'cause that
absolutely.
is so strong. Especially for, kind of direct response kind of initiatives where we want to drive them right to the site. We know those are really a high intent audience on search that is looking for your brand terms or looking for new homes in Los Angeles. So we want to make sure we're, top of the page for that kind of audience.
Right.
All right, well, it looks like that's all the questions we have today, so appreciate everyone's time, and if there's any further questions on this topic, we'd love to, field your questions in the comments below. So thank you all, and have a good one. Bye, guys.
See you later.